Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, July 12th. Well, we are continuing towards a solar maximum for this particular solar cycle, number 24. The maximum probably around springtime of next year, 2013. And while this has been a relatively small solar cycle compared to the last couple, and in fact some indications are it's a smaller solar cycle in many, many decades, there have been some very large sunspots. And there is one right now called AR1520. We'll take a look at it in a moment. This is where we stand right now for solar cycle 24 in terms of sunspot numbers right here in July of 2012. It appears as if we'll head towards a maximum for this particular solar cycle somewhere around here, which is in the early part of next year, maybe springtime of 2013. Again, we have been getting smaller and smaller cycles in the last couple of rounds of cycles. The last one peaked in around the year 2000 or so, despite the fact that this is a relatively weak or small solar cycle. Again, there have been some strong solar storms and some large sunspots, and we'll take a look right now at AR1520. Well, here it is, the very latest look at the sun. This is the large sunspot group called AR1520, and it rotated around in this fashion here, and now the interesting location here, because it's right in the center part of the sun right now, directly facing the Earth. So any coronal mass ejection that occurs, let's say over the next 24 hours or so, can have an impact on the Earth's atmosphere because of this particular location, in that it's now directly facing the sun. The last 48 hours or so has been relatively minor activity, so we'll hope that continues, but we'll continue to monitor this over the next 12 to 24 hours. Last week we had a group of sunspots called 1515 that has now rotated onto the backside of the sun. So this is the main player right now. It's humongous. Probably the estimate is about 10 or 11 Earth diameters. And again, right now it is in a position where it could have an effect on the Earth's atmosphere if there is a coronal mass ejection of any strong magnitude over the next 12 to 24 hours or so. One last map we'll take a look at. This is a current, basically a projection of where the aurora is right now. And again, this is based on really minimal activity over the last 24 to 48 hours or so. But using the measurements from the NOAA Polar Orbiter, NOAA 19, the indications are that the strongest aurora signal right now is, not surprisingly, right over the poles, and there is some weaker signal from these satellite measurements all the way down to the northern latitudes of the U.S., the northern part of the U.S. But again, this could change drastically if there is a strong solar storm over the next 12 to 24 hours, as AR1520 right now is in a position directly facing the Earth. So we'll monitor this over the next day or so. For the SIweather.com, I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.